welcome back. I'm Allie of Goofy Crochet. For this week's video, I'm going to show you what I made this week. So the first thing I'm going to show you, I actually started last summer, but then I didn't bring it to school, so I never finished it, but I finished it this week. So let me show you her. This is a Loaf Cat by Annie Caraway Art. I use Sweet Snuggles Light. So I finished a little less than half of it, I would say, this week because I stopped right before the second layer of legs. And so I had to do that and also make the tail. But now he's done. There was another plushie that I technically started last week, but finished this week. But I will show you that at the end because it's the largest thing I've ever made. And it's a fun surprise, even though it's not a surprise because I showed you last week. Anyway, I made these little squids. This pattern is by Plushico. This color is coral, and this one is light blue. I am obsessed with this coral color. So this color actually has a very long story. So I originally was gonna buy the color to make some axolotls because I thought this would be like a fun red axolotl and this could be the lighter color. And online I only see pink axolotls. I don't really see any red ones. So I ordered that on Mary Maxim with a few other colors of yarn. And then what happened was, so I live on the edge of a town, and so sometimes when I put the address in to order things, it will autocorrect to the other one, and I couldn't figure out how to change it, though after I redid it and I could change it pretty easily, but whatever. And yeah, so that happened and it got marked as invalid address, and it kept going between the wrong town and then a distribution center, and it did that 3 times until I finally called the post office and I was like, what is going on? I forgot to mention that I then saw the coral color in a YouTube video and I was like, oh, actually that's not what I was looking for. I wanted something lighter. So I was like, whatever, since the invalid address was being dumb, I decided just to cancel it, and I called Mary Maxim asking if they could just refund me once I got it back, and they said yes. Yeah, so it kept going back and forth between the distribution center and the town it was ordered to, and I finally called the post office because like it did it 3 times, and they changed the address to my actual one, which I didn't realize they could do. I thought they couldn't for whatever legal reason. Yeah, so they changed it and it got here obviously, and I decided I really liked this color. When it came, I was already making this guy, and then I saw this color and I was like, oh, I'm making another squid with that color because that is the perfect squid color. I think it's beautiful. I love this color now. So those are the squids. Next, I made 4 keychains. I will show you the ones I made first. I've mentioned this before on here. I just signed up for a market that is a blueberry festival. So of course, if I do said market, I gotta make some blueberry themed things, which I already have a few. So I made this blueberry keychain, and oh my god. So I made 2, and as you can tell, they're very different because I can't read. They're mainly different because this one has twice the amount of frills as this one does. So for the pattern, it says to make 6 frills, but it had 12 stitches, and I misread it, and I misread how to do the pattern. So I thought it said make 12 frills, so I did. I'm still gonna sell him though, he needs to go. I definitely like how this one looks more though, and this one was like really annoying too to make because, you know, it had so many frills. And by the time I noticed, I was on the last frill and I was like, well, I'm committed now. I gotta do it. Let me show it with the keychains a little better. Okay. Another funny story. So these keychains, I keep them in a bag, and this is actually the first time I've whipped out these specific keychains in definitely over a year. I have metal ones that I use, but those are downstairs. I didn't feel like finding them, so I was like, I'll just use the ones with the colors. And I found my crochet scissors, which I have been looking for. I noticed I lost them like a year ago, and then I just started using different scissors, and I just, you know, moved on. And then I found them in the bag of the keychains, and I'm so happy because look at them. And they fold up. I'm really happy because the scissors I've been using are very dull and they don't cut that well. They still work. They're just a little annoying, you know? But these are still sharp as ever. These are perfect. I also love them because they're portable. Look. Oh, I can't do it. There we go. See, they're portable. I actually got these in my first like actual set of hooks because I learned to crochet on YouTube, and I got a kit that came with 2 hooks. It was just like, they don't even sell the kit anymore. It was just a bunch of yarn, like different colors of yarn, tiny mini skeins, and a few crochet hooks and some stitch markers and needles, blah, blah, blah. And so that's how I learned to crochet with that kit in YouTube. And then I realized I needed some more variety in hook sizes. So I ordered a pack of them and they come in like a little organizer. It's on the other side of the room, so I'm not showing you it, but I love it. They don't sell it anymore, sadly, because I still use the organizer. I've only had an issue with one of the hooks, and that's because the grippy part like started coming off and it would like move around and it was annoying. So I ended up upgrading to a clover. I only have 2 clover hooks of a 4mm and a 5mm. The 4mm of that pack I got is the one that started malfunctioning, and I think I lost the 5mm from it, which is why I got a clover one. Yeah, okay, where I was going with this. That hook kit came with this, and I was extremely proud of myself because I had it for 2 years before I lost them. Because I've been crocheting for almost 3 years. It's like 3 years today or like tomorrow, something like that, because I know I started crocheting in late May or early June of 2022, which is crazy. Yeah, I miss these scissors and I'm really glad they're back. Okay. So as I said, I made a few keychains. So I made these whales. Oh my god, stay still. Okay, yeah, I made 2 whale keychains. This pattern is by All From Jade. I was looking for a good whale pattern, and for some reason I never used hers because I thought you had to crochet on like the tentacles. I thought you had to crochet on the fins and the tail, like separately, like surface crochet it, which I thought was really annoying. So I never made it, and I just never really made whales at all because of that, because I think that's really silly, because like I feel like it could easily be made into the pattern. And then I re-looked at her pattern and I realized that I was wrong. You do not surface crochet them on. Oh well, now I know. Both of these are Premier Parfait Chunky. This one is in the color Lilac, I believe, and this one's in Azure. Oh, and these were in the color Cornflower. I have a lot of this color, so I really need to get rid of it. So I'm glad I'm doing a blueberry festival, because I will make a ton of blueberries and get through that yarn stash. Also, another side note, because I love side notes, on all of these keychains, in another plushie, which I will show you in a minute, I used 10mm eyes, and now I'm out. So I just ordered some more, and they're supposed to come today. I only had like however many pairs this is, like 5 pairs, I think. Because I just got a variety pack of eyes because I needed bigger eyes because I didn't really have anything over 16mm. So I ordered like a big pack of eyes that go to, I think, 30mm. You will see why I ordered that big one at the end of this video. So I had to get more because clearly this is a new favorite eye size, because I need to make mini things if I want to market prep. And I'm trying. I gotta make more of these things. The next thing I made was this little bee. I do not believe this is 10mm eyes. Yeah, it definitely doesn't. I think this has 12mm eyes. The next plushie I show you will have 10mm. So I made this little bee. This pattern is by Hooked Crochet Co. I did the wings a little differently than she did though. I added an extra round of single crochet and increases just to make them a bit bigger because they looked really small. I also added a little mouth. I just did that like literally like 30 minutes ago. I know bees are popular for people, so I'd like to make some. I just like don't find them fun to make, you know? It's still cute though. That's not the pattern's fault. It's just not my favorite thing. I also sewed them down a bit so they can't really come up. See, I think most people just like sew them on the edges so they kind of like float out. I don't know. I thought they looked unsecure that way. Maybe it made him feel insecure. Maybe I should have blushed him. I just hate adding blush. Okay, next thing I made. I literally also made this like 30 minutes ago. So this is an avocado by Knotting Hook Crochet. Thank you, Logan Crochets, for the pattern recommendation. Yeah, so I made this. It did not take me too long. I definitely want to make more because I feel like these will do well at my market just because I live in like a, I don't know, I feel like avocados are popular here, you know? Oh, I didn't say my logic behind these. So I live in a beachy area, so I thought sea creatures and whales will definitely be a good thing for me to make. I want to make crabs and shrimp. Hopefully I will have that made eventually for this market. Yeah, okay, anyway, avocado. I added a little blush to him. I don't like how it looks. I don't really like adding blush to things. I feel like I can never get it even. I had fun making him though. This is actually made from 2 pieces, which I didn't realize until I was making the pattern. So you make the front piece and the back piece, and then you crochet it together. Not hard, pretty fun, pretty easy. I'll definitely make more of him. It also makes me hungry. It's like 1 p.m. here. I'm hungry. I want lunch. I'm gonna eat lunch after I record this. Oh my god, I'm like slowly going into the corner. Sorry. That's it for the tiny things. So the big thing I wanted to show you, I showed in last week's video. If you did not watch that video, I will remind you, I was chosen as a pattern tester for Elise Crochet to pattern test her cowboy dino. So here it is. I messed up here. It was supposed to go further down. This is actually sewn on, so I'm thinking of just chaining some and just sewing it on, you know, no big deal. I just didn't feel like redoing the sewing because this took me forever to sew on this. I don't think I'm gonna sell him either because as you can tell, he's not very complete. But this is also the thing that I had to buy eyes for. So this is 20mm eyes. The biggest I had actually, because I just remembered, was 18mm because I have some painted eyes, but they were too tiny for this. So I decided to order some. Here's the front. He looks a little odd from the front, but that's okay. See, he like has he's gonna grab someone. Oh wait, I did not make this week. This is just near me, but this was made by this pattern is by All From Jade. I will also link it in the description, but that's really funny. Okay, that's a good reel. Oh, I just dropped him. Yeah, so I'm very happy. This is the biggest thing I've ever made. He took over a skein of this light purple, actually barely over a skein of this light purple. The only time I switched skeins was for the very last round of the tail, which was the last piece I made. I think she does not have you make the tail last, is just what I ended up doing. And like not even the whole round, it was like half the round. And of course I had to leave a tail to sew it. He's cute, he's my child now. So that is all I made this week. I know for a lot of people that's not a lot, but me, I'm very proud of myself, especially because I made these all yesterday. And I feel like that's a decent amount of things, okay? I'm happy, I'm proud of myself, and I'm really glad I found my crochet scissors. Okay, please like and subscribe and comment, please. I said please so many times, sorry. I'll be back.